Hey guys, Dina Wolf here, and we are coming to you today. We're going to be talking today about addictions. So a lot of times the word addict, it really has this like negative connotation to it, leading people to think that, we always like associate it with individuals being these like dregs of society, right? So, like they can't function, they can't keep up with, the normalcy of life, all right? Hey, Diana. And so anybody can actually develop an addiction, okay? And to the brain, all addiction really is, regardless of the type, they all have this like similar damaging effect on the brain. So the only difference is to the degree of which they occur, okay? Hi, Katie. And so although the substance or the body actually releases chemicals which enhance the high feeling of like euphoria, the pleasure response or relief from pain is actually only temporary. So, drug addiction is a very powerful force that can take control of the lives of the users who use the drugs, right? And in the past, addiction was actually thought to be this like weakness of your character. But now research is actually proving to be shown that addiction is just a matter of chemistry, brain chemistry. And so if you follow the National Institute for Drug Abuse, Dr. Nora Valco, she actually does a study which shows that the brain becomes addicted to a drug in relation to how the drug actually increases the levels of naturally occurring neurotransmitter. And the neurotransmitter that we look at is actually dopamine. And dopamine modulates the brain's ability to perceive reward reinforcement, okay? So it's like this feel-good thing, right? Okay, so the pleasure sensation that the brain actually gets when the dopamine levels are elevated creates the motivation for us to proactively perform actions that are indispensable or to our survival. Okay, so we're gonna be like eating, procreation, those kinds of things. So dopamine is what conditions us to do the things that we actually need to do. So we need it, okay? But we want it to be in levels where we're not having these like up and downs, right? So using addictive drugs actually floods the limbic brain. So if you were to cut your head into quarters, right smack dab in the middle is going to be that limbic brain. And that area, the limbic, is where those addictive drugs actually flood with that dopamine. And what it does is it takes up as much as it can. Hi, Jean. And it's almost as much as 5 times higher than a normal level, okay? And over time, by having these, ups and downs, this reward sensation, that we just talked about, over time, by artificially raising the amount of dopamines in our brains, it makes us think that this is normal, and that drug creates that need that that chemical can only meet, okay? So when the body starts to expect this, incorporate this extra chemical release that we're talking about as part of its normal function, an addiction actually becomes the outcome. And then if we don't have it, we suffer from withdrawal symptoms, right? So to make matters worse, most addicts, then suffer from worsening interpersonal relationships, since their psychological and physical needs are kind of replace their responsibilities over time. That becomes an issue as well. It leads to this very unhealthy lifestyle, and so that can be with anything like working. Can be an addiction, gambling, social relationships that need for that social interaction, if that's what, the drug of choice may be, that could be the same type of effect. It's altering that chemistry. You know, it's just not in the form of a chemical. Okay, and so the results of the addiction are typically, you know, nothing short of debilitating and sometimes even devastating. And so there's many types of addiction that occur. It's not limited to, you know, alcohol, food, drugs, sugar. Sometimes people are addicted to exercise, computer, you know, including like computer games, social media, that kind of stuff. Sometimes it's pornography. Sometimes it's sex, shopping, gambling, emotional intimacy, including, you know, unreasonable expectations put on people, compulsive patterns of romance, sexuality, relationships, texting, you know, risky behavior like thrill seeking, those kinds of things, those adrenaline junkies, and, you know, anything like that. So, you know, it's not limited to what we think is just, you know, chemicals and drugs and methamphetamines and those kinds of things, you know, because that's what we tend to think when we think of an addict. We have this stereotype in our head, but it could be any of those things. Okay, so because they are normally chemical in nature, essential oils can actually help with the recovering of those addictive types of emotional and chemical behaviors, and they help to support the brain in a way as they're the people that are seeking that high or whatever, you know, the essential oils actually can help with that response. And so to gain additional insight of how powerful these essential oils are and how they affect us, we look at the limbic brain, and the limbic brain is exactly where those essential oils go right when we're inhaling them. They have the ability to change our mood, our respirations, our pulse, our blood pressure, a lot of our physiological responses in the body, which is absolutely amazing. So they help to like reprogram areas where we need reprogramming, right? So we're having this high and low type thing. Well, we want to be more even, right? And so they help with that. So even like cravings for specific substances, and helping us to like really strengthen our abstinence of diving right into some of those really, you know, ugly behaviors that we may have. So essential oils are also able to support and strengthen us in emotional areas as well, where we might perceive pain. So we know that with anything that becomes an addictive something, when we remove the addictive behavior or drug of choice, whether it, you know, no matter what it is, of all those things that we talked about before, that we mentioned, whatever it is, when we remove that, we perceive pain, right, when it's gone, and we're not feeding into that addiction. And so the essential oils help with that addictive type of personality, help with abstinence, you know, all those different areas where you would really struggle. The essential oils come in and help to support you in those areas, which is fabulous. So, you know, and a lot of times, you know, when we have addiction type of behaviors, we're not the only ones suffering, right? The people that are in our lives that we have either pushed away or we've taken advantage of, or, you know, ignored in some cases, you know, the essential oils can help, you know, in their aspect as well. Because so, you know, they kind of become this collateral damage, you know, in our lifestyle when we take on these addictions. And so if you have somebody in your life that has become that collateral damage, essential oils can actually help them too, because they're also coping with this like codependency type behavior as well, okay? Allowing it to go on, you know, not setting boundaries, those kinds of things. So, you know, both parties have a lot to deal with emotionally as well as physically. So, essential oils can help that as well, and they're just amazing. And so let's talk a little bit about some of the essential oils that we might use with addictive type things. So, you know, if you're looking for maybe like a something for like alcohol cravings. Cassia essential oil would be a really great one to use. You could put 1 to 2 drops of cassia essential oil on the tongue or under the tongue during those cravings, okay, of alcohol. 1 to 2 drops a couple times a day under the tongue or in a capsule of helichrysum. Now helichrysum is going to be a little bit more expensive. I would try the cassia first. Save, you know, we want to save income and save money, okay? And so these are great ways to utilize what you do have, okay? Oops, sorry. And then we have tobacco cravings. So for those that chew, anybody chew tobacco? Chewing tobacco cravings, what you can do for that is utilize coriander. So coriander is amazing. You can put a little bit outside the lips, okay? And you can also put it on the back of the neck, or you can take your thumb, put a drop on the thumb, hold it to the roof of the mouth for 30 seconds. Then what you're going to want to do is you want to take a cotton ball, put 2 drops on the cotton ball, and actually put it inside your snuff container. Okay, and what that's going to do is that's going to kind of permeate into that snuff and into the tobacco, and when you chew it, the craving will be like, ugh, you know. So if you're a smoker and you want to help support your body in quitting, we have an amazing roller ball that's helped tremendously. Black pepper 10 drops, clove 10 drops, frankincense 10 drops, and lavender. You don't have to put the lavender, but the lavender helps to calm. A lot of times we notice that with the smoking, when things get a little tense or edgy, that's what tends to calm the smoker down, is the tobacco. And so the lavender is very calming, so we put that in there as well. It is optional, so you'll put 10 drops of each in a 10 ml roller ball, top that off with fractionated coconut oil, and then you can roll that over the wrist area each time you get a craving. So it's really hard to overdose on your essential oils. I have yet to see it. And in reading and doing a lot of the studies, the essential oils that doTERRA has, nobody has OD'd on essential oils. I mean, you would have to drink it by the barrel, gallon, or whatever. And so we don't do that. We practice safe use of our essential oils. So you can roll that on every 5-10 minutes till you get your craving under control, and then just kind of like utilize it every hour throughout the day until you get control over your habit. Okay, so another way that you can utilize some essential oils in helping to counterbalance the craving for smoking tobacco is set up a diffuser. And so, like taking the petal diffuser, putting 2 drops of clary sage, 2 drops of patchouli, and 2 drops of spikenard, and you'll run that diffuser for about 4 hours, and then you can replenish that and put that those same oils in there, same amounts, and run that again for another 4 hours. If you do have the aroma light or something that runs for 8 hours, then you'll only have to put it in there once every 8 hours. Okay. So those are all great ways to help with alcohol, tobacco, and smoking, chew and smoking, okay? Now, if the drug of choice is pornography, what we like to do is use 1 to 2 drops of the frankincense and put that underneath the tongue, and you're going to do that 2 times a day. Helichrysum and vetiver, 1 drop of each in the belly button, and you're going to do that 2 times a day. And then you're going to wear Balance as cologne. So on the wrist and the chest all day throughout the day. Balance. Chest and wrist. Now, if you have a work addiction, we would like to use the diffuser and put basil in there. Geranium, wild orange, and ylang ylang, 2 drops of each. And you're going to diffuse that during your work time for 2 to 3 hours. Okay, and that's going to help you cut back on that workaholicism. Okay, now if the drug of choice is a video game. So we know we have a lot of kids that are just like so enthralled with their video games, like, I gotta get to the next level, I just gotta get to the next level, right? And so we can utilize this essential oil blend in place of some of those games, okay? And so we want to use the Restful Sleep Blend. And Restful Sleep Blend we know as Serenity, okay? So you can take it in a capsule form, or you can take it in an oil form, and you can put a couple drops on your temples 2 to 3 times a day, and then also inhale that from your hand. So you can inhale from your hands, and then you can use the Serenity internal as well a couple times during the day. So in the morning time, it's great for like anxiousness and that, like, I gotta play a video game kind of anxiousness. And then in the nighttime, it helps you be more restful and relaxed. And so you can utilize either of those or both of those, okay? So vetiver and Serenity on temples, and inhaled from your hands a couple times a day. Okay, you could do it more often if you need to as well. So if the addiction is for energy drinks or diet soda or caffeine in general, and you're trying to kick the caffeine habit, 3 drops of basil on the bottoms of the feet. Okay, this is going to give you like an energy boost, plus cut down on that cortisol and that, like, I need to have it. And so you can inhale the basil throughout the day. You can also place 2 to 5 drops of the Slim and Sassy in your water and drink that. Or you can place that in a capsule. You want to do that 3 to 5 times a day. Or you can do grapefruit underneath the tongue. Okay. Hold that there for 30 seconds under the tongue. Then you can kind of move your tongue around. And for drug and alcohol addictions, like kind of combo in general, I know we talked about alcohol first, but if it's drug and alcohol together, you want to place 2 to 3 drops of each one of these oils over the liver and then also over the forehead. Okay, so you can choose any combination of these oils. Also, too, be careful for photosensitivity if you're going to be wearing them on your forehead and on your arms and wrists. Be careful going out in the sun. Some of these essential oils do contain citrus, and citrus oils can make you photosensitive. Okay, so we want to make sure that you're not going to get sunburned in the sun after utilizing these oils. Okay, so basil, frankincense, Roman chamomile, or zendicrine. You can use any combination of those. You want to dilute those with the fractionated coconut oil. Some of those are kind of hot, okay? And so especially if you're going to be putting it on your face or forehead, and then also to the liver. So we have some, nice young skin right there on the belly. So we don't want to irritate that either. All right? So you'll also want to utilize our supplementation system, which is our Lifelong Vitality, because a lot of times when we are depleted, we lack the ability to uptake some of those neurotransmitters that we're really so desperate for. And then also, too, your body can't repair or restore or rebuild if there's no nutrients in the gut to take on. So, you need magnesium, you need calcium to sleep good, you need it to repair and rebuild your bones, So when we don't take that in, and you're never going to get calcium from milk, okay? So those of us that think that, I'm so sorry. Do the research. It is very significant that we do not build bones from milk, okay? It actually destroys them. So if we think, oh, I'm getting, a lot of milk in, and so I'm gonna just really build some bones, that's not gonna happen. You're actually gonna end up with probably broken down bones, by the time you're 50. And so we really, really, really want to be utilizing the Lifelong Vitality, which is amazing. It's very easily absorbed into the body, and it provides us with the vitamins and minerals that we need, 22 trace vitamins and minerals that are very, very essential for repairing, rebuilding, and restoring our cells. Cellular level, that's what it all comes down to, okay? Hey Steph, how are you? Hi Diane. And so also we want to supply our bodies with antioxidants. So antioxidants are amazing for helping to fight off those free radicals, okay? So those help reduce the accelerated aging. So if you want to age slower and look younger and more beautiful, you do want to utilize having enough antioxidants in your diet, and so the alpha CRS is providing those antioxidants for you. Okay. Now, and the other thing that's in that Lifelong Vitality Kit is the omegas. Okay, so the omegas actually provide us with the 369 fatty acids, which are extremely important for the brain. Also very important for hormone health, overall DNA, stress management, weight management, I mean, you name it. Overall, like, we need those omegas for everything. And so we really want to be utilizing that Lifelong Vitality Kit. If you don't want to get the 3-pack, we do have it in a 2-pack, so at least you're getting the vitamins and minerals and the omegas. And then the alpha CRS, you can get, other sources. If you feel like you eat enough fruits and vegetables, we should be eating about 300 grams of fiber a day. Some of us struggle to get 10, so definitely that's something to look at and to consider. Now, also too, if you have any questions at all about anything that we went over on this event, please reach out. We have an amazing team of essential oil enthusiasts, okay? I've been using them for about 7 years. I was able to get my mom extremely healthy. She was a broken down hot mess before we had our essential oils. She had rheumatoid arthritis, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, hypothyroid, prediabetes. She was maxed out on all of her allergy shots to where she'd get anaphylaxis, plantar fasciitis. I'm like probably missing a few things, but she is 100% free of all those now. So it's been an absolute blessing to be able to help so many people get healthy and ditch all their labels and be free. Free to live the life that they want to live and free to do what they want. So had we not found essential oils, my mom feels like she would be crippled in a bed and bedridden because she was that bad. And so I've been able to get my mom back. I've been able to help so many people just like you that want to break free. And I am here to tell you I will do everything I can to help you. So you reach out, let me know if you need some help deciding what it is that you'd like to start with, what your budget is. We will fit everything we can to your needs, okay? So reach out to me. You're welcome to send me a private message, post on this link right here, and we'll help you get started. So I look forward to hearing from you. Does anybody have any questions? No questions? Okay, so we are going to wrap it up and call it an evening. And if you do have any questions at all, please let us know. Essential oils are amazing. 50 to 70 times more potent than herbs. They get the job done, and I know they can help you.